amazing. It's right here. That one is down to ground level. I'm going to G. I want this. After one short hour drive, we should take capital. Let's get out there before someone said. Coming to take this elevator. See how I can get this video here. Louder. It's a single elevator. Okay, let's just go down. Oh, yeah. No. What?
Going down.
Oh, come on. Oh, no.
Third floor.
Going down?
Going down.
Yeah. Which floor?
One.
Okay. We're out, everybody. Okay, these doors open. And more moving. Oh. I went to fall down the stairs. It's the Capitol.
And so if you examine yourself and you try to discern the condition of your heart, and you realize that your heart is hard, then my plea to you is to cry out to God and ask Him to give you a soft heart. A soft heart that will have understanding of the things of God, a heart that will give you
Wow, it's crowded in there. Not bad Buc-ee's.
in the gospel. Another word for those Christians out here, do not be discouraged. Continue
1
to pray
second.
for your families, for your friends who have a hard heart.
Wow.
And continue to
I get
sow
some
the
elevators in
seed
there.
indiscriminately.
I get some elevators in there. After a little bit, they can. Yeah.
To sow the seed. Tell them about Christ. Tell them about what He did for you. Tell them how He took on the punishment for your sins. Tell them how He lived a perfect life on your behalf. And through Christ, you can enter the throne room of God. And God, Lord willing, will work in the people that you love, and He will soften their hearts so that they may hear this message. So we learn about the hard soil. Secondly, we learn about the rocky soil. Jesus explained to us what He means by the rocky soil. And this is what I'm going to call the shallow-hearted hearer. The person who hears the gospel, but they have a shallow heart. They immediately receive the word of God with joy. They endure for a little while, the scripture says.
Stay. Everybody stay right here. I'm going to be right back.
They fall away. Why? Because they have no root. You see, the seed has gone in the soil, it begins to grow roots, but since the soil is rocky, there's a rocky layer underneath the soil, The seed can never grow deep. And this is he who at one point in their lives says, I believe in Jesus, I trust in Jesus, but did not grow in his faith. It says that when the times get hard, they will reject the very faith they want.
Oh, are people here?
They have to
figure out how to connect this.
They receive the word of joy for many different reasons.
They're Christian
Some
based
claim that they were Christians at one
They go
point.
through a vetting process, so you send an email to them, and that email address.
My job out here is not to be persuasive. My job out here is to preach the word of God. To call you to repentance and faith. Only God can persuade the heart.
I come up that damn thing about
Respond to
nine.
I just went inside.
Yeah, so
It's quite confusing. It's quite confusing in there. I tried looking through the bathroom, so I had to get past. I've never checked in there. I was like, what do I do when over there? It's like, do I put my phone in the van here, or? Oh, I should put my live stream in there. Mom, I should put my live stream.
No, we don't want to.
I want that to get in the dog.
Beautiful state capital.
I'm never gonna do it.
All right.
Hey, Sarah. No.
He never promises
No.
health or wealth to anybody. What he does promise
No.
is persecution. You will be
No.
persecuted.
I'm losing my extra pay.
And so those of you who at one point believed in Christ, thinking that it was going to improve your life, and found out that it didn't, and now you're rejected, this is talking about you.
Is that your phone on the tripod?
This is talking about
Is that your phone over there?
an individual who
On the tripod? Yeah.
It's I have Motorola too.
Oh, okay.
Please their parents. Their parents used to take them to church all the time, and they...
That was some wild stuff they posted there.
Because their parents believed, and as soon as they left home,
Who is this guy?
the guy, the word of God. There are many other reasons why people claim to be.
We were doing.
But now they no longer follow Christ. So I ask you, what is the condition of your heart?
Me down here.
Have you ever claimed to be with Christ at one point in your life?
My mount.
But now you no longer follow him. So this is you. The rocky ground is you. You are the rocky ground which Jesus is talking about. And so my appeal to you is the
Sarah's
same
on Twitter.
as
She's
that
goofing off
person
over
with the
there.
hard soil.
Why is it
Heart
working
is
out?
to repent from your sins, to trust in Christ.
So they can just see what it looks like. And
So that God may give you a soft heart.
I got my.
The Bible says in 1 John 2:19, they went out from us, but they were never of us. For if they had been of us, they would have continued with us. But they went out that it might become plain.
I think more is coming.
They were not of us.
We were doing a laps around here.
And now they
It was me and the other gentleman, one other. We're doing a laps around here. About over there. I rolled down the window slightly. We lost one of our flags. I came back around and got it. The boss is a voice.
Follow Christ. I am using you to turn from your sin. Turn from your sin. Christ. If you're a true Christian, you would not fall away.
One
The
challenge.
Lord teaches those
I was
who are his.
That's my one challenge of getting
True
in there.
Christians endure through suffering. In fact, the Bible claims that true Christians will rejoice in their suffering. We rejoice in our suffering, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance
One
produces
challenge to get in
character,
there.
and character produces hope, and
It's tight in
hope
there.
does not put us to shame. So are you a Christian? If you're a true Christian, you will endure till the end. If you left, you were never of us, the Bible says. Next we read about the thorny soil. The thorny soil, or what I want to call the worldly hearted hearers. The Bible says that those with a worldly heart, they hear the words that we're preaching, the gospel of Jesus Christ, but the cares of the world, the deceitfulness of riches, and the desires for other things enter in, and they choke the word, and it proves unfruitful. What is the condition of your heart? I appeal to you
1
again.
second.
What is the condition of your heart? Do you claim to be a Christian, but you're living like the world?
Okay, I'll be streaming it.
Alright. No worries. Can I finish up? 2 minutes, 2 minutes?
2
Okay.
minutes, 2 minutes of talking to him.
Next is the fruit of sanctification. Are you growing in your godliness? The fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, and goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So lastly, this is what I'm going to leave you with. The brother has the steps reserved, but I want to leave you with this before I go.
Don't give these people
I
some
ask you
water.
one last time.
Okay.
What is the condition of
No,
your heart?
that's one's mine.
Do you have a hard heart that rejects the gospel?
Hey, if you guys want water?
Do you have a shallow heart where you embrace the gospel once, but you're no longer walking with
Oh,
Christ?
he's finishing up.
I got water to. We got a bunch of water over there.
Alright, thank you. I appreciate you.
If anybody needs water, just tell them to go over there.
Alright, water.
Who accepts the gospel, who believes the gospel.
We're really getting taken care of here. We got too much.
You on the lookout for Larry Singleton?
I appeal to you to cry out to God. Ask Him for one. He will remove your heart of stone. He will give you a heart of flesh. This is the great promise of the Scripture. Anybody who turns from their sin and who trusts in Christ will be accepted and will have everlasting
Share the water.
life. I thank you for your time.
This is everybody's water now.
Come right down.
This is everybody's water now.
We have free coffee.
They're gonna come in and grab some water.
Come get one, read it for yourself.
Don't be mad when
Find
you
out what
grab water.
Jesus did for you. Thank you.
You want me to re-ankle it?
That's just from the church.
Make sure no one just takes the whole thing.
I said I'm for my mom for
What?
that.
Just let them grab water.
He takes me out,
I'm
you get him.
gonna re-ankle
You know, kind of thing, you know, anything like that.
Hold this real quick.
We're with United States Liberty Alliance.
United States Liberty Alliance. Let's sit down. Wait.
Everybody
Yes.
gather around here. The pastor's going to pray with us.
If you're with the United States Liberty Alliance event, come over here, please.
What exactly are we?
Just praying for good turnout, good delivery of speech. Thanking him for the fellowship that we have here. All right, let's gather in a circle here so we can gather hands.
Here real quick. So if you kind of wrap
Guys,
all
sit
that
here and
in
spin.
there,
Just slowly
you
spin.
know, and just what you said in God's word, everybody just
All right, everybody,
hands here.
come together. All right, we all? We good? All right.
Oh, Heavenly Father, we thank you so much. We thank you for this beautiful camp. Thank you for allowing the day to be nice and to be gathered today. And to fight your word. Sunrise and the breath and the love and to the voice to speak out. Lord, we speak out for those who cannot speak out for themselves. This country was established on Christian principles. The fact that we are all endowed by our creators, rights, Lord, it's right for people to live in these communities who are alive and fight for freedom that we're giving to us by you. That we're endowed by you. That the turnout goes well, that people feel that more people join the cause, and that they fight for what is God given us. Thank you for these brothers and sisters for what they're doing. We know that you allow them to be fruitful. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Like I said, I apologize. I didn't know you guys were.
Oh, you're fine.
We're fine, man.
Francisco, Yvette, could you grab his contact information so we can stay in contact and everything? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Being a dog is hard in Texas.
I'm a campus minister, not a pastor, but I'm a campus minister.
Keep this in the shade.
I'm trying to stay in the shade myself too.
No, that's right.
I'm gonna text.
Over here.
You can keep it eye on mine too.
Yeah, I'll be over here.
So we keep it in the shade because it's so hot, right?
The thing is, I regret choosing a black phone case.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's on the
I got
dash.
a clear one.
Yeah, it's on a dashboard this morning on the way here. It's just like melting here.
All over.
Yeah, it gets hot quick. Hey, you.
How about you?
Nobody's watching it, but I'm just gonna
I know.
keep this up.
Yeah, I haven't started yet.
Oh, you're cute. Nice to meet you, Lisa.
What's your name? Kevin.
We lost.
Lisa,
We knew we lost the
you ready?
flag on the laps, but I'm ready.
Yeah.
He uses beans to accomplish his purpose. God bless you guys. Somebody get up there and talking?
Yeah, we're gonna get there. We got some speakers. I didn't see Tina. That's all right. Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna keep an eye on this stuff too. Hello, Jackie. Our volume's on. We're now up. Keep watching this stuff. This is doing the yoga here. This is this stuff.
Stay in the shade.
I'm not gonna mount this. So. We already claimed it. I got to go inside. It's kind of cool in there. I'll go closer. Back up. We rolled how to stream here, everybody. I'm actually going to. Never mind.
Welcome, United States Liberty Alliance and all the supporters out here.
No problem.
Y'all coming out, and everybody else who's around here that's going to be able to hear us. This is Texas. Thank you for coming out. Oh my gosh, I love the support. So, I guess we'll go ahead and really quickly address, just to put it behind us, y'all already are aware of what happened with the People's Convoy, but nonetheless, we are moving forward because we know what the mission is, we know how important it is. The reason why we were going to change the name, and the leadership that we have is strong, and I'll just leave that at that. The leadership is strong with the United States Liberty Alliance, and we are backed by 12 states. Think about 12 states. Yeah, 12 states.
Alright, you guys, we want to thank the People's Convoy for everything that they have done for us. They've brought us together. We've had a wonderful journey with them. The ending happened quite abruptly, but we're going to move on. Our mission is the same. It's not changing, and we're going to be an organization to unite people together. You don't have to be under our organization, but if we see people that think like-minded and they're with other organizations, we want to bridge that gap, bring them together. So that's why we are the United States Liberty Alliance. So from here on out, we're moving forward as that organization. We've doubled in size in a matter of a week, and we're going to keep going. I think we actually have a couple more states coming on board as well. So my name's Lisa. Matt. We worked really hard. I've been there from day one with the People's Convoy, putting Texas together, and when I went out on the convoy, Matt and I went, Matt started picking up with Texas where I had to leave off at the moment, and we're back, and we're just going to keep growing. Thank you.
All right. And one more thing before I start my speech. I do have a pseudonym, as y'all know. Johnny Galt is my pseudonym, but my name is Matthew. You see my face, you see my eyes, there's facial recognition, so I'm not hiding anything. But I just want to put that out there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with first talking about the border. Now y'all know my United States Liberty Alliance, but everybody else out here, the border. The border is an issue. I just got back from Eagle Pass, Texas. What I have seen down in Eagle Pass cannot be unseen and it cannot be unfelt. If I start talking about it too much, I will break down and start to cry. A person lost their life on the bay Wednesday, right before I came down. verbal standoff last night at 1:30 in the morning with drug peddlers, with people trying to smuggle drugs across the border and using people who are trying to seek asylum to blend in. This is happening every single day, every single hour, and not just at Eagle Pass, but everywhere along the border. So that's what this is. This is a crisis. This is a border crisis. A crisis originates as vitally important or a decisive state of things, point at which change must come for better or for worse. That is where we are at. We are at a point at which change must come for better or for worse. The decisive state is the fact that there is the ordinary American citizen who must take the place of what our local, state, and federal government should be doing but fail to do. We, the people of this great nation, will not allow blatant disregard to the orchestrated humanitarian crisis and will continuously hold our elected representatives accountable. My last 2 days was spent with the Patriots for America, and this amazing group of faith-based patriots who have been organized since 2015, and initially it was a group founded to save children from child trafficking, and they still do that. And now they've been rotating on and off for 7 to 10 days every month for 8 months on the border cities with the border crisis. 8 months! One day too much for a job that our government again should be doing, but it is also up to each one of us to take a stand and do what we know is right. We the people sacrifice our time, we sacrifice our money, we put our very life on the line, and we sacrifice the luxuries, all while having family who need our support and love and need us to come home safe and sound. The media spins this crisis as if it's not a problem, or they have many look the other way and do not report the slightest of which is the cold, hard facts. The 2 nights I was there opened my eyes even further than what they already were and made me realize how much of an issue this has become. The amount of clothes, including bras, shoes, pants, hats, medicine, jewelry, diapers, is ridiculous and is a byproduct of this failed democracy. This movement is a nonpartisan movement, but with that being said, let us not forget that the United States of America is an independent republic and sovereign nation. Bear with me, this next part here. So, this speech that you're about to hear right here is going to be at other events that I will be at. The Take America Back, Patriots for America. I've thought long and hard on what to say. Freedom, not just for you and I, but freedom for those who have not yet been born. The generations to come that may not have a say if we don't do what we need to do right now. Now I'm often questioned, well, what freedoms are you talking about? And followed up with, I have all my freedoms, what are you talking about? Well, here's my answer for those questions. First and foremost, freedom of choice, not freedom by coercion or fear tactics. Freedom of choice, that is free will, of which is protected throughout the United States Constitution, Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence. Constitutionally, the First Amendment has been under direct attack with clear violations of every right in the First Amendment. And the need to control our Second Amendment is also under attack. All because of this COVID-19 pandemic. And in reference to the 10th Amendment, the power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states or reserved to the states respectively or to the people. The people, us. We are at the top, not the government. When we talk, they hear us. That's how it's supposed to work. Requiring a religious exemption to obtain or maintain employment is a clear violation of we the people's free exercise to religion. Violation of our right to free speech. Violation of our right to free speech is a bridge via technological corporations creating instructions, or y'all might have heard algorithms, formed around the agenda and media's known participation. This has created a divide between those who follow the mainstream media and those who do not. Content viewing is reduced to other viewers and placed at the bottom, not shown, or unwarranted restrictions through warning labels and community guidelines. These are directly against our right to free speech. Stop the censorship. Tired of it. Violation of our right to freedom of press. We have what some may call mainstream media, others may deem it fake news. I don't care what label you put on it, but it is a problem, and it has been. And it's obvious by now that many are aware that the news is scripted, and what is shown to you and I is only what is instructed to be viewed. The allowance for news agencies and the like, both public and private, to require a monthly or yearly subscription fee to view any news article is another clear violation. All right, keep going. I love the First Amendment. I love my United States Constitution. While at Austin on the 30th, we were informed that we are not allowed to have flagpoles. We're not allowed to have flagpoles here. So that we, the people, can peacefully assemble. So they already said, well, you know, you must comply. If you want to have a peaceful assembly, you better not come down here with any flagpoles. But that's all right. You can come down here with a gun as long as it's concealed. What's worse? It doesn't make no sense. We the people have the right to petition our government for a redress of grievances. Therefore, as mentioned above, our redresses have been explained. Those questions have been answered. We the people request that our public servants who assemble our government, both state, and national, are finally held accountable and work with the people of America to end and terminate our involvement with those few in the global agenda, including, in case anybody hasn't heard, the Great Reset. Go do some homework. The Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals by the United Nations, go look it up. And rescind our membership to said organization, along with the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, NATO, World Health Assembly to name the primary organizations. This is why we have COVID-19. This is why we have lockdowns. It's because of these individuals who think that they have power over we the people. We must hold those accountable and bridge the gap with our elected officials to understand what is at stake, and that the ultimate sacrifice may be required, and that it may involve reputation and status, but only amongst other elected officials who have turned coat to the people of these states and this country. The government is not our daddy. The government is not our mommy. And definitely, our government is not God.
That's right.
They're not. The government is not God. As they sit around implementing rules, laws, and regulations, it directly impedes on our freedom to be a free people. Nor shall, and I quote this, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within his jurisdiction equal protection of the law. End quote. And last but not least, my name is Matthew Imholt. Go ahead, look me up. That's fine. I will not hide and I will not comply. I will not be scared and I will not allow man to dictate to me or my fellow Texans and Americans what they can or cannot do beyond the nature of common law. My duty is to connect the dots from the local level to the global level and then disseminate said knowledge and truth to my fellow Americans and my Texans. What can you do? What can you do besides listening to me talk? Discover who is your county judge, your county commissioner, your county sheriff, and hold them accountable so that they hold their superiors accountable. There has been way too much complacency in government policy, but for the last time, the wool will be pulled over our eyes. No longer. It's over with. Because if we come together and become more aware, we can prepare ourselves for what is to come and then effectively create call to action that addresses any and all concerns that affects all Texans and all America. All Americans. America, now y'all might want to quote me on this one, this is pretty good. America is the big ocean, and while she sits still, it becomes stagnant and pests are born. So it is time to create ripples in our government, which will create waves worldwide and inspire further other countries to boldly stand up and say, enough is enough!
Woo!
Wow, man. That's a good way to end. Good way to end, everybody. I see you follow that up with that much passion right now, y'all. We've had a lot of time to work on that, and I'm grateful for it. I know that most of us, we work. We're trying to hang on to what we have left in our our families, our money, our property, feed our families. Times are tough. They're going to get tougher. We already know this. Look at fuel skyrocketing. How many food processing plants have been taken offline in the last 18 months? 16, we're on 16. By whatever reason. Find it a little ironic at times. Everything. Baby formula. That could have been prevented when it happened 18 months ago. The United States government could have sent in their own inspectors last year to look at this plant, make sure that it was running appropriately. They did nothing. Why did they do nothing? Y'all should ask yourselves that. That's been our topic. Formula, food, and fuel. We all need that to live. Maybe not the formula, but the children need the formula. How many families are there with babies that need formula? I find it amazing that 50 years ago, people made their own food and formula. And now, they're being censored on Facebook, YouTube, all the other social forums. When people post a way to make formula for your child, they're being censored. Why? Why? Do you think that you can't make an appropriate formula for your child with the right recipe? Or are you trusting a corporation to make something to feed your child? Sometimes we have to, but when they're not around, what are we going to do? We've got to bring it back to home. The biggest thing we've talked about in Texas lately is that we have to bring this down a scale. A lot of us know what's going on the global level. The International Health Amendments. I have heard a rumor that they have shelved many of them in the last 48 hours. That's a rumor. We need to look that up because I just haven't had time to look it up, y'all. But if they did that, it'd be because there's so much pressure going around about those amendments right now. Texas, did you all know in Texas that we are still under a COVID emergency declaration in the state of Texas? 7 counties are still under emergency declaration for COVID. Who knows this? It was extended March 23rd, 2022. Quietly. It took our research team to find it. Guess what we're aiming for? There's no reason to be under that emergency declaration. Governor Abbott, if you felt it was so important, you should have publicized it instead of coming out last year going, there's no more mandates, and pretending that it was over in your eyes. It's over. Why are we still under an emergency declaration for COVID? I've heard a rumor that the explanation is we've got a problem at the border. Well, no kidding. If that's the reason, end the declaration for COVID and bring up a declaration for an immigration problem. Have the courage to stand up for that against the federal government. Your state is being invaded. Our state is being invaded, whether we like it or not. Why are these people coming across suffering? They have false hope. They're being given false hope. 2 days ago. Was it 2? 3 days ago? Carrie, One of the Patriots for America was over there helping. They're there to try and help. They rescued a 6-year-old girl from the river. Her family was on the other side. The father came across with the family. They got him from the river. He collapsed 15 minutes later. They did CPR for 40 minutes. He died. We don't know all the reasons why, but that person didn't have to die.
I don't
And
know.
nobody's talking about it. These people are dying. These people are going
Some of
through
these are
trauma
us.
and torture. And it's about enforcing our laws, not giving them false hope, and then finding a way that if these people need to be here, finding the right way to bring them over, the appropriate way. Why should they sacrifice their lives and be given false hope and come here? For those children to be traumatized and separated and given so many vaccines that they're sick in 2 weeks and they can't recover from it right now? Why? Why are we not standing up to that? Those people are going through hell, and we need to protect them too. Let Matt fill in. He's desperate.
All right, yeah, so I want to fill in about the border. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. I never thought I would see something like this before ever in my life. Being down there on the border, being in the middle of the night, and we're like in the jungles of Vietnam. Candy cane, they call them candy canes, but the bamboo canes. We're down in the swampy area, right on the banks of the Rio Grande. And you know what? You should see the wall that Governor Abbott has up there at the border. It's pathetic.
Yes, it is.
And there's two walls. There's the main one that y'all all see, and then there's this barbed wire bull crap.
That just looks
And they get stuck on it, they put their wet clothes over the barbed wire so they can climb over. Just last night, 12:30 in the morning, we're at the bank, all lights off. We look over to our right, and there's a group of about 15 migrants walking across the river. And now let me remind you, there's snakes, there's even a reported 14-foot alligator in the Rio Grande. So these people,
You get the
the
point.
children, the women,
It's a barrier, whatever.
the guys,
Supposed to
all
quote
the guys
unquote
are
stop the people,
blowing the
but
barriers. Speaking of, those people coming across through the river there was a group of 4 guys who were going to try to disguise themselves and blend in with the group. But we deterred them. We had a victory last night. Because they went back to the Mexico side, and they yelled all their obscenities in their Spanish language and a little bit in English. Kind of nice. I got to speak in English a little bit. We sat there for over an hour, and they yelled at us across the river, and we yelled at them across the river, and we stood there. We would stay there until the sun came up. And you know what? They tucked tail and turned, and they never came back. Now, does that mean they're not going to come back? No, they will. They'll find another spot. Because I'll remind you again, Governor Abbott, there's 1,254 miles of border. And what are you doing? You're doing nothing. Meanwhile, you got the ordinary citizens, the Texans, having to go down the border, putting their lives on the line and not getting paid to do it. Meanwhile, you got the National Guard down there who are not even allowed to go down into the pit. They're not allowed to go down to the riverbank. Because they're told by their superiors they're not allowed to. And as for the Border Patrol, man, I feel bad for them. They are stretched to the soul, sitting down there. You don't hardly ever see them anymore pass. No. And what do we do with the people that come across? Well, the ones who are surrendering themselves, the ones who are being raped. I mean, this is true. We saved 2 people the first night I was down there. Their cousin. The woman was raped by the Colombian government and the Mexican government. They took all their money and they beat the crap out of her cousin. They're crying to us. That woman is scarred. She was 19 years old. She's taking everything from them. You think she's never gonna look at somebody the same? You think this is the only one? I'm so frustrated. So passionate. I wonder how many people out here that are listening to you speak have any idea what's actually going on the border. Do you know you can go down to Eagle Pass and actually park in the parking lot? There's National Guard down there. They got your back. They're not gonna let nothing happen to you. But we have to go down there with our Second Amendment attached and our vest on the chest because it is dangerous like that. But you know what? This wouldn't be happening if we thought about a better solution. If we actually had the wherewithal of what was actually going on, instead of being duped and hoodwinked by a false government who really doesn't have our interests at heart. Because as long as their pockets are fat, well, who gives a tiddlywink? We've got all these people coming across the border. On Wednesday, they had 200 people in 1 hour. 200 people in 1 hour. You do the math. We've got Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California. We probably got, what, 5,000 plus miles of border? And in one section, we patrol, Patriots for America patrols 2 miles down there. 2 miles out of 5,000. And 200 people came across in this one spot. You do the math. You do the math.
Oh my God.
We're talking about tens of thousands of people coming across every single day. They just allow it. Now granted, we gotta save those who are about to be drowned, the children, the women. The guys, they can fend for themselves, to be honest with you, unless you're a child. You're a little boy, it's not the same thing. Don't get it twisted, y'all. But as for those drug smugglers, they're there, and they're dangerous. So I just want to bring light to the situation. This COVID-19 thing, this was just a distraction to allow this to happen. And get this, our resident Biden, he is silent. He's going down to Uvalde to talk to the parents of the children that have lost their lives because of the incident down in Uvalde. But you know what he won't do is he will not go down to the border because he's complacent. He's compliant. He's allowing this to happen. He knows what's happening at the border and he's continuing to allow it to happen. Why? Because there's a bigger agenda afoot. Just so y'all know. He's not going down to the border. He's too much of a scared little boy. And Governor Abbott, I don't know what you're out here, buddy. Sitting in your chair, doing I don't know what. Nothing good. I love you guys. I'm going to end my speech here. We got a couple more, or at least one more speaker coming up right now. I appreciate everybody coming out and listening to us talk today. And if you want to get involved with the United States Liberty Alliance or down on the border, you can come find me at the end, and I will give you the information to get you hooked up, because we got to fight back. It's our voice that counts. It's our voice that counts. Love you guys.
I think we all feel mass passion. We all have it deep inside us. I think some of us are a little more tempered than others at times. Don't want you to mistake my tempered attitude, but we keep each other in check. Because sometimes you get one person riled, and they get 5 people riled, and then you got 20 people riled. For good reason. But sometimes you have to bring it down a little bit, because you gotta put that energy and focus that energy correctly. And I think most of us are very frustrated, are very upset.
Sorry, guys.
Here, to a point where facing the unknown. And what happens when you face the unknown? There's some fear involved. But we have to keep our fear in check, because We all saw what they've been able to do with our fear. They've been able to turn an entire population with fear in the direction that they want us to go. Not all of us, but large portions of us. I think, honestly, the first few weeks when all this stuff started with COVID, yeah, I was trying to be a good citizen, like everybody else. I think most people are always trying to be good citizens. We are good people. We try to do good. If there is something that could affect our neighbor, our city, our state, our nation, we're going to try and do what we feel is good and right in order to protect that. Guess what? We tried to be good citizens. We took advantage of it. Some people it took a little longer to realize. Others not so much. And we're here at this point with the emergency declaration for COVID.
Appreciate y'all good work. Be careful out there. Be careful. God bless you. I just think you're doing kind of
Bless will come.
So we need to go back to the basics in Texas right now. The basics are we need to get rid of this emergency declaration for COVID. As long as it's in existence, the same for the national one, they have control over our Constitution, right? Matt's got a couple of flyers to hang out. There is a lady that actually put a really awesome suggestion letter on Facebook. And I can't hit the whole thing. I apologize. I'm having technical difficulties. I'm very good at it. Matt's gonna read it.
Yeah, I think I can see this here.
We are not professionals at this.
Yeah, that's right, the grassroots movement.
You will be!
All right.
Woo!
Marlene, can you go over here for me?
Come on, move real
Stand
quick.
by.
See, random dude just moving good share. Sorry.
By the way, this will be on the Facebook website, United States Liberty Alliance, Texas. It will be on the private and the public group. We are going to post it on the national page, United States Liberty Alliance on Facebook. We are also on Gab, Skitter, True Social, Telegram. I think that's all we can do right now. We're still building. And Cloud Hub. Cloud Hub is actually our main page. United States Liberty Alliance on Cloud Hub. We're building the server with all 50 states on there. Each state will be able to break up into the regions or counties on there, and everything will be in one spot. So I just learned of Cloud Hub this weekend. It's a pretty amazing site. It's a free speech site. It's very solid. So we are trying to make sure that that is our first place to go. Here's that.
Yeah, they got it. They got it.
All right.
I'm just worried.
From Linda Davenport,
I'm just worried about that
For
pregnant kid,
those
but
who
they've got
are calling,
something to
email, and writing letters to our Texas state officials, here's an example you may use. Now, you may not remember this, but it is on the United States Liberty Alliance Texas public page, okay? May 2022, in the National Emergency Act of 1976 concerning the COVID-19 pandemic immediately, which is also known as the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. That Congress passed into law on March 1st, 2021. Now, I could be mistaken with that date because The volume button is covering some of the text, so I apologize. Again, you can find this on the United States Liberty Alliance Texas public page. The citizens of Texas was not aware of this action against the people and demand that our 1776 Constitution of the United States of America is restored back into place for the law-abiding citizens of Texas. I demand your response concerning this issue for the American citizens of Texas. Sincerely, and then you can put your name, and then Native Texas of the United States of America. Again, this can be found on the United States Liberty Alliance Texas public page. Look for Linda Davenport. It's her post. So if you want to know, if you want to have a script that's easy for you just to plug and play, it makes it easier for you, then you can use this format, this template right here. All right, y'all? Thank you.
I'm just going to let everybody know, because USLA is so new in the last week, there's been so many of our states working together so that we can put a plan, call to action together, a script, and the steps for everybody involved in order to take action. Because I understand when I talk to most people, they're like, what do I do? Well, you can't just explain to someone, go talk to your neighbor. Well, what do you say? What are your talking points? How do you discuss this with your neighbors? Sometimes, I don't know about you, this is what I do generally, but it's hard to go talk to anyone sometimes. So we're trying to develop actions with instructions. We're trying to develop like a starter package that we can hand out to people with an elevator pitch.
This is going to be our template, y'all.
Sure.
Just so y'all know, moving forward, when we have other peaceful assemblies and call to actions, we will have a flyer that's going to be templated just like this. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pass. You want to take a picture of this?
Remember, keyword peaceful. We will be peaceful, non-violent.
What did you bet? I'm a patriot. And I came out here and out the county because I want our country back. And what's going on, if you think what's going on right now is normal, just because of who's elected, you're wrong. It's not normal. No?
Yeah,
You're telling me I have to eat this thing. So if you think what's going on right now in our country and on the planet, for that matter, it's not normal. This isn't because of who we elected. This is so much more than that. You have to stop watching the TV. It's not telling you the truth. Go find your own real facts. They're not from the mainstream media. They are Ukraine. What's going on in Ukraine, what they're telling you on the TV, it is not what's going on over there. If you check all the places that they have bombed, line it up with the labs, bioweapon labs there, that we own, the United States owns, they kind of are the same exact places. Why? Why are those the only places that are being bombed? Go check, do your research. Don't listen to me. I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to go see it for yourself in black and white. Maybe you'll realize that for your kids and for our future generations, get off the couch. Get up here and do what you can do, which is tell them that they work for us. We don't work for them. We have to let them know it's our fault. We've taken our eye off the ball. I totally take my responsibility in all this, but I'm also taking responsibility and making a change, making a difference. And all of us have got to do that. We have got to stick together as a country. It doesn't matter what side you're on. This is not a side thing. This is an American thing. And we all have American blood in us. I don't care if you came here from another country. You're now an American with American blood in you. You need to stand up for our country, stand up for our kids, and stand up for our future. It's our house. Yeah. Yeah. They were just telling me just a few minutes ago that for them to go down to the border, they have to get vetted. They have to get security checks to be able to go down and see what's on the border. But who are they streaming across? Who are they checking? Anybody? I saw this, the security DHS, the head of the DHS in Congress the other day actually testified. They said there's 42 high criminal people come across the border. Do you know where they're at? He's like, no. Every answer he gave was no. He did not know. What is he doing there? These are the things that we need to investigate. There's a reason why he doesn't know. It's called plausible deniability. He doesn't want to be involved when it all comes out, but he knows exactly what's going on now. And we are the ones that got to stop it. The Constitution gives us, we the people, the power, not the government. And that's what they're doing to every single one of us. They're making you believe that you work for them, and that is not the case. And until we step up, we make the difference, it's not going to change. It's going to get worse. You got to tell your friends, tell your families, go out there into your communities, do these little gatherings here, and bring them to the capitals. Our mission is 51 million people. 1 million at every capital, same day, same time, ends this. We take our country back once and for all, and we never, ever let this happen again. I think I said my piece.
Amen.
Alright, y'all. Quick news update that most people don't know about. Pilot and CEO went into the Capitol, had a conversation in Congress, said we're responsible pilot for, I believe they said, 30% of all diesel fuel sales. 20% of all DEF, diesel exhaust fluid sales. We got told, according to the CEO said, they got told by Union Pacific they had to reduce their capacity by 26% up to 50%. Or Union Pacific would embargo them. This is the stuff going on. Do you understand that diesel exhaust fluid is used in every new vehicle from 2012, I believe, on? Some 2012 don't necessarily have it, but if you get into 15, you know every single one has it. 13, 14, 15. A truck cannot run without diesel exhaust fluid. We started looking it up. Research tells us that large producers of urea, which is a primary ingredient, 67% in diesel exhaust fluid, is made out of India, Russia, China. Those are the big three main producers. India is not exporting any urea. They are utilizing it for their own country. Russia is currently under sanctions, and even if they wanted to, they couldn't. China. If anyone knows anything about China, we know China is all for China. We have very little in the United States in any production. If they're not being exported, where are we getting the diesel exhaust fluid? Why is the capacity, they're reducing that capacity? We're about to run out of diesel exhaust fluid. Or get close, it's going to have a shortage. How many trucks are going to stop running because of it? It's not even the diesel, it's the exhaust fluid. California requires your diesel for any vehicle to be 15 or newer, I think? 2010 or newer, according to Matt. Don't quote me on it, but it's definitely a newer situation. Every vehicle has to have that. What happens to California? What happens when all the trucks stop moving in California because they can't function without diesel exhaust fluid? Prices go up. All of a sudden, they're going to be asking trucks that can function without diesel exhaust fluid to start hauling. And what are those trucks going to tell them? Double the price. It's going to be rough. It's going to just start snowballing out of control here. So that's my new news for the day that people need to pay attention to. We are the United States Liberty Alliance. We are growing, and we're all in this mission together. We're looking to collaborate with people and unite people. We're not looking to dictate with people. We need to unite. There's so many of us in this world that have the same understanding of our personal liberties, our liberties that are guaranteed in our Constitution and our freedoms. My name is Lisa Huntoon. I'm not hiding.
Yeah, touch up on the DEF a little bit, on the diesel exhaust fluid. So yeah, Flying J, which is one of the main, I guess you'd say importers of DEF. Yeah, they use DEF the most. They were told if they don't cut their shipment back that they'll be embargoed. Yeah, I'm reiterating what Lisa had said. So this is obviously an issue. It's going to create more shortages. We got to look at how where the money goes. Where's the money coming from? Where's it going? The money flow. And I will let y'all go and do some research on BlackRock. Yeah. BlackRock. Dun dun dun. And Union Pacific. Because you see, DEF comes in on Union Pacific. And guess who the primary shareholder of Union Pacific is? BlackRock. And this does affect Texas. This affects every single state. We are united. So when I hear people talk about, I don't care about the rest of the world, well, let me tell you something. What happens here does affect the rest of the world. So while we're sitting here, compliant, complacent, and we're wasting our time while watching Netflix and all other hocus pocus movie shows, you can actually be doing some homework. Oh my gosh, I'm an adult. I don't have to do homework. I'm not in school no more. That's the problem that we got. You need to do your research. You need to do your homework. I'm not making up anything. If you want, I can give you about 200 bookmark tabs of government organizational websites. I can give you all kinds of lovely data that I have written up and put together. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. I'm not the type of guy to make stuff up. And we're not about dividing the people, we're about unifying people. But you know what we will divide? The good from the evil. Dang Skippy. Because see, this is a spiritual war. And no matter if you're spiritual or not, you feel this, that there's something right and there's something wrong, and that there's a clear divide that is happening. Some people are just stagnant, walk on by, like it's no big deal. But it will be. And all those who have been deemed broken by society are going to be the ones to pick up this broken world and put it back together, one piece at a time. And with that being said, this is not an overnight success. This will not happen overnight. So for everybody who's all sucked into instant gratification and convenience, this is not going to happen overnight. This will take months and days and years and more likely generations. My kids that have not been born yet, and I don't have no kids on the way, but when they do come into this world, they will be maintaining and upholding the United States Constitution. And that is what we are here fighting for. Because the COVID-19, the Disaster Declaration, the Emergency Powers Act, it strips our power from the United States Constitution. Because see, there are these people at play who, they want this social democracy put into place. They want to take away our independent sovereignty as a free and independent nation. We are America. And you know what? We are Texans. We are Texans. We don't let this happen. This city that I was born and raised in is not the same city that I was born and raised in now. The only thing that looks the same is this building behind me. That's about it. So it's time we start doing something, guys. I've got homework for each one of y'all. And I don't care how old you are. You can always learn something new.
Amen.
That's it. I don't have anything else to say. That's one up. With that being said, we're done speaking. But we want to open up the floor because it is about we the people. So I invite anybody who's got topics relevant to what we are talking about in regards to restoring our liberty and protecting our United States Constitution. If anybody has anything that they would like to add in that regard, that will unify the people even further, you are more than welcome to come up here. I encourage you. I encourage each one of you. Anyone, have the confidence. This is a start. I know you may feel a little shaky, a little nervous. Maybe never done this before, but maybe you have something to say that you want other people to hear, even if it's for 30 seconds.
Give my Chromebook.
Come on up.
Back inside.
Anybody?
Done.
Come on.
We're done.
Don't just sit there. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
Don't just sit there. Hesitation kills. Just come and do it. Come on up.
Yeah. What can I do to her inside? It's coming to a close. I can feel it. It's his final remarks.
Yeah, come on. You got something to say. Something's on your mind. Take it one word at a time.
Is it still open or is it? We'll go back in the shade.
So pretty much all I got to say is divide and conquer is what's tearing this country apart. It's pretty simple. We're all being played against one another, and if we look around, we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat, y'all. It don't matter what race you are, where you're from. Even the people coming over here, we're all going to end up in the same boat. So it's time to stand up and just speak your heart. I mean, this is my first time up here right now, but I've seen enough and heard enough, and the news is the poison, y'all. We got to turn the news off. The news is not doing us any good. Because who's that president that said all we had to fear is fear itself? And that's the truth right there, y'all. That's the honest truth right there. That's how they're playing. That's how they're playing this game, y'all. It's all a game of fear. So I mean, those are the two biggest things right there. I mean, it's not that hard to turn things around. They want to make you think that it is, but it's all a lie, man. It doesn't take but a small mustard seed. That's all it takes. It doesn't take the whole population. It only takes a few people to stand up to turn this thing around. And the sooner that we quit making enemies of the people, of our neighbors, of the people that are fellow countrymen, just the quicker that we can get this thing back on the road. Because there's a lot more of us than there are these people right here. Okay, we're not trying to make war against nobody. That's not what it's about. I don't believe that's the way it's going to go down. They want us to think that on the television. They want us to think and fear that we're about to have a war. And they want that because every time things start coming together in history, you look and see what happens. They always start a war. So don't be distracted. Turn the damn TV off, y'all. I'm telling you, that right there's the number one thing you can do right now is turn the TV off because it's not doing nothing but telling you lies and making you doubt. So, hey y'all, we got this. I don't have a whole lot else to say. I think I said everything that was on my heart, so I can't believe I'm up here right now doing this. But hey, God bless y'all, God bless the country, and God bless Texas.
All right.
Yeah.
Woo!
And so, just so y'all know, if you don't know, there's another pandemic coming down the road, y'all. We see it, we smell it. They're going to try to put us on lockdown, and they're going to try to stop us from midterm elections. So what I say to you is say no. Just say no. You know what they always say? Say no to drugs. Well, the government right now is a drug that we do not want to take. So when they say we need to lock you down, it's for your security and safety. Don't listen to them. Just say no. Continue to be neighborly, continue to be loving, and don't allow your immunity to die alongside your liberties.
I'm from Vegas, man.
Exactly. I see it.
Alright, I'm just going to tell you a quick story. Ever since my 30s, I've taken vitamins, a big bunch of vitamins. Vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, on and on. Now you got to understand, I'll tell you in a second why I'm having trouble there. Back then, back when COVID first started, there was a doctor that said, take your vitamins and you won't get sick. They shut him down everywhere, social media, everywhere. Like I said, I've been taking vitamins since my 30s. March 2020, I'm diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. So my immune system is not great. I'm a motor blogger, YouTuber. I go to events all over the United States, kissing babies and shaking hands. And I don't catch anything. Nothing. They tested me and tested me and tested me. It just doesn't happen. Don't believe everything they say. Oh, by the way, 9 mils on 2 wheels with my channel.
Good job.
What's up, guys?
That was a ring.
Hey, I was walking around, I saw you guys. I respect 100% what you guys stand for.
Yeah.
Hey, this country, man, it's really going downhill, and all we're speaking is the truth, man.
Yep.
There's no such thing as Republican and Democrat no more. No way. And I'll tell you one thing, man, there's really like no respect these days, man. We need to get respect back in this country or we're gonna lose it. Hey, so all I have to say is, let's fight for the truth, man, and keep fighting. We can't be distracted by this media no more. We gotta get on the TikTok, Facebook, and just start walking and talking to people, man. I literally had 4 of my friends leave the left, and they went to the truth. And I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
Hey, we just gotta get our respect back in this country, man, and just wake up, man. Like, at the end of the day, there's something bigger than us, and we need to preserve it for years to come. Our children are the most important, and they're our future, so save the children, and don't tread on me.
What's up, Ron? Thank you.
Look at that, guys. We just grew by 1. Hey, that's awesome. Thank you, Ross. Ross, United States Liberty Alliance. Start spreading the word. That's all we can do. That every time we get another person, we grow stronger. That person might tell 5 people. Ross just said he had 4. 4 wake up and realize that is not the way to go. So, super excited. I want to apologize. Our rally, we wanted to put more time into it. We had to pivot quite quickly last week with the end of CPC. So we wanted to make sure that we were building an appropriate organizational structure, that we are in this for the long haul, 10 years, 100 years, generations. That's how we're building this. Us, a dozen states now so far, we're still growing. I think we've got 3 or 4 more on the way. So I think we're gonna end this today for now. Thank you guys. Without you guys, we would have no movement. We are all on the same path and the same mission. This isn't left, this isn't right. This is for our liberty.
And I will finish up with this. I don't know how many of y'all know what the population is of Texas. It sits out just over 10 million people in Texas. And what I envision a year from now, which we know time goes by really quick. A year from now, what I would love to see is at least 1 million Texans standing all around here at the Austin, Texas Capitol, the state capital of Texas. In 1 year, 1 million. That is now my goal. 1 year, 1 million. So I hope y'all are with me. Let's spread the word. Get out into your communities. Get out into your neighborhoods. Call your county judges, your county sheriffs. Check out your county commissioners and the commissioner meetings. Be neighborly. Talk to your co-workers. Strike up an easy conversation at first. And ease your way into this. Because they know that something's not right. So speak up. Your voice matters. Your voice matters. I love you guys. With that, we're done for today. God bless y'all all for coming out. Godspeed. And let's take this country back.
Yes! God bless America!
Good job, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Alright guys, time to go inside, or attempt to go inside again.
Probably drop 3 hours.
Huh? That way. We paid for it.
No.
United States Constitution.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
Purple
And
Camp.
so if you can, you know, detail that, what district that you're in.
Don't y'all look what I mean?
Take my bag. Give me one moment. Huh? I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you guys for watching. Once I get one more video at least, there's some stream inside and get my way out. See ya. Bye.